Hi, we're here today with a new product review from our good friends at Banggood.com for the Smart Charger, which is a duo charger, runs on both AC and DC. As you can see, we've got some of the specs here on the side. So it's 400 watt model, and it also has an AC and DC input, which makes it perfect for either home charging or at the field. The charge power that we can output over two channels, because it's a duo charger, is either 200 watts over 1 and 2, so 100 watts per channel, or 200 watts per channel if we're running it on the DC power. We can also charge up to 12 amps on either, and we have a discharge current of 2 amps. It supports LiPO, Lilo NiMH, and lithium-ion HV, from 1 to 6 cells, which pretty much covers most of our hobby batteries. Also supports NiCd and NiMH for those slope soaring batteries or any of the old school sort of models, or if you've got any car chargers or bits and pieces like that. And will support PV batteries as well. So let's take a look in the box and see what we get. So opening up the box, you can see first off, really well packaged. Ensures that the charger gets to you in one piece through shipping. Nice little bit of protection foam there just to ensure that everything's kept nice and secure, and the actual charger itself is even wrapped. So we've got our main charger here. We'll just move some of our foam to the side. So having a quick look around the charger, we can see on the back here we have our AC input and our switch. On the side here is our DC input, so if we're running on DC power, so whether or not you've got a 12 volt or a up to 18 volt power supply, or if you're going to run off of a LiPo pack. PC link and fan on this side, and on the other side we also have a fan and a PC link as well. Then moving around to the front of the charger, we can see we have our banana plug sockets. These are for our charge cables, and then our balance lead ports, and then our 2 temp ports if you're using a temp port accessories. Then you've got a nice 3.5 inch LCD display as well on there, which we'll take a look at in a moment. So what other accessories are in the box? Folding this back, we can see we have our banana plug, which has got a Dean's connector on. Another banana plug, also the Dean's connector, so that's 2 for both ports. We have our balance lead extensions, so 1 and 2. Really good thing about when you're using a banana plug and a balance lead extension is that if you're charging in a LiPo sack, which I highly recommend you do charge in a LiPo sack, it means that when you have these extensions, rather than just having the port directly in the front of the charger, it's much easier to get your batteries into a LiPo bag and ensure they're nice and safe whilst you're charging. We also have a connector with the crocodile clips, and I believe we're going to have our mains plug adapter as well for running on AC power. Looking in the box, oh, and we've also got 2 more down the bottom here. 1, 2. Really nice to have. These are our Dean's to XT60 adapters, so that allows us to take our banana plug cable here and pop our Dean's connector onto it. Have a little bit of force because Dean's connectors are always tough. And there we go. Now we have an XT60 on our banana plug, ready for the vast majority of batteries, I'd say, being on an XT60. But if you're like me, you'll have hundreds of banana plugs, so that won't be a problem. You'll be able to just use these and use any of the current plugs that you have. So discarding the box to one side, neatly laying it all out, we have our charger, our lead and adapter there, another lead, our 2 balance connectors, our crocodile clip, and our plug. So let's take a look at the charging features on this charger. Okay, so we're all plugged in and powered on. As you can see, we're running on the AC output, which is plugged in here directly into here. I have 2 batteries already hooked up These are coming off of the balance leads that came supplied, and then the 2 banana plugs going out with our adapters again, which were all supplied in the box. So you can see we have a nice colour display. On that colour display, we're able to select which type of battery we want from this top row here. And on the second row here, we also have our NiMHs, NiCads and so forth. Below that, we have a settings menu. Interestingly as well, just having a little play on the settings, you can actually set the settings as either an overall settings for the group, or you can set channel 1 and channel 2 settings. You can have individual settings depending on which channel you want, which is quite a nice handy feature. In here we also have a memory tab, so we can pre-program up some stored batteries if we're using the same types of batteries over and over again. I have quite a wide selection of batteries, so I don't tend to keep everything sort of on memory. I tend to just do them as and when I come through. And we have a monitor button as well, should we wish to just check LiPo voltage and cells and so forth. So for both my batteries here, they're both LiPos. We've got one 1300 on this side, which is a 3S, and we have a 4S 2200 on this side. So for this, we're going to select channel 1, and as you can see here on channel 1, we have our cells. So each of the cell voltages. If I come back and go into here, you can now see I'm given 4 options at the top. So I'll just bring that in just so we get a nice view. So we have storage, if we want to put the batteries to storage charge. For those that don't know, 3.8, 3.85 per cell. You should make sure all your batteries are down to storage charge after using them. We have a pure charge just in the center there. If we're just looking to charge without the balance lead, a balance charge, which is the recommended way to charge all your batteries, and a discharge if we need to bring those batteries down to a lower level or a more usable level. Below that, we can see we've then got some options. So we've got the battery cell voltage. Now, the really interesting thing here is the charger has picked this up by itself. So if I unplug my 3S from this port here, you will see now it has changed to auto instead of free cell that it had before. So when I plug my battery back into our balance lead, as you can see there, now you will see it's picked it up as a free cell battery. That's a really nice handy feature. Saves you sort of getting it wrong or putting it in wrong. We've all done it. So you know, just takes out any sort of errors that you might cause. Below this, we can then see we've got an end voltage, so what we want to end at per cell on the voltage. 4.2 is a charged LiPo, so that's what we want. And then the charge current below that. Now this is only a 1300 pack, so we're going to bring that down. Recommended to charge most of your batteries at 1C, so that's going to be 1.3 amps. So from here on out, we can literally then just go into the start menu. We hit start, we get a little tune, which says that we've started it. And you'll see then we've got a range of different bit of information down this side. So we've got our temperature that we're running at, our input voltage, current voltage, the amount of amps we're pushing, and the capacity. So that's the amount of milliamps that we've actually put back into the battery. And you can see we get this little line come along here, which is showing our charge. The other option we have as well is to press cell, and you can see now by cell what we're charging at. So we have 3.84, 3.85, 3.85, and those are what my current cells are at the moment. So if we leave that now, they'll slowly be coming up. So as this is a duo charger, we have 2 charging ports. So we're going to go to channel 2. This is also a LiPo. This one is a 4S 2200. Again, exactly the same menu. So we're just going to go into LiPo. On channel 2. And you can see in here, we again want our balance charge feature. Again, it's picked up my cells, so it knows I've got a 4S pack. We've got our end voltage, again 4.2. This time it's a 2200, so we're going to go 2.2 amps. And we're going to hit start again. And now you can see we're charging on bank 2 as well. And again, we can see on our cell voltage. So we can see our voltage coming up. And we can monitor these just on channel 1, going in there, and channel 2, going in there. It's a really nice, handy little charger. Like I say, lots of options on it. Nice big colour display. DC output, as I say, if you're running on a DC battery into the side port here, then you're going to get 400 watts. On AC, you're going to get 200 watts. Bear in mind that's over both channels. So if you're running 2 batteries on charge like I'm doing currently, then I'm getting 100 watts per channel. And let's take a quick look actually at what that's like on the DC input, just so you can see it. I'll grab a battery and we'll go from there. Okay, and so for the final part of the look at this charger, we can see now I'm running on DC input only onto this side port here. No longer have my AC plug inputted, and you can see charger is all still there as we were before. So this is really good for field charging, you know, if you're charging off a big 12-volt battery, or you've got some old LiPos or something that you want to plug straight into this port in the side. Still got our 1300 attached. So just to show you, we can go into here again. You can see our free cells, and in fact, let's try one of the other options. So we can go into storage. Storage now, we're going to tell it that we've got a 3S battery. We'll tell it the end voltage that we want it to go at, the maximum charge current, so if we need to bring that battery up in voltage, and the maximum discharge current, so 2 amps, as I said before, is the maximum this charger can discharge at. So if we hit start now, you'll see it'll probably go straight away because it's got already at pretty much at storage, but you can see now it's now doing the balance, and there you go. It's ended straight away, and that's because, as you can see, my LiPo is already at storage voltage. So there you go. That's a review of the new Smart Duo charger. Link is in the description below, or the pinned comments. Pick one up for yourself from Banggood.com. Really great little Duo smart charger. Allows you to charge up to 2 batteries, monitor those batteries and really look after them. So super important bit of kit. Yeah, pick yours up. Link in the description below.